Some people don't ask because they need help. They ask to see how much of you they can take. Have you ever noticed that the more you give, the less you're respected? This isn't just a coincidence. It is a cold, psychological law. When you make yourself too available, you stop being a person in their eyes and start being a resource. And the world treats resources with zero sentimentality. They are used until they are empty, then discarded without a second thought. Stoicism teaches us that our most precious asset isn't our money, our property, or our titles. It is our character and our internal boundaries. If you don't build a wall around your soul, the world will trample over it until it's nothing but dust. We live in a society that has been poisoned by the idea that kindness is the same as submission. You are taught that being a good person means saying yes to every request, every minor favor, and every toxic emotional demand. But Marcus Aurelius would tell you that a man without boundaries is like a city without walls, completely exposed to every passing predator and every wandering distraction. This video isn't about becoming a cold, unfeeling machine. It is about becoming a sovereign. It is about understanding that your energy, your focus, and your peace are finite currencies. If you spend them on everyone who asks, you will have absolutely nothing left for the mission that actually matters. Most people are vampires of convenience. They only value you as long as you are solving their problems or absorbing their stress. The moment you stop, they vanish. You have to realize that every time you say yes to someone else's trivial demand, you are saying no to your own growth. You are trading your life force for their temporary comfort. This is a trade that no wise man should ever make. You must learn to build your inner citadel, stone by stone, until you are untouchable. Today, we are breaking down the 5 things you must never give away, even if they ask politely, even if they use guilt as a weapon, and even if they are your closest circle. Because once you hand these over, you lose your power. You stop being the master and start being the puppet. You lose the ability to lead yourself, let alone lead others. Get ready to reclaim your sovereignty. This is the path of the elite mind. This is Aion Stoic. The first and most critical thing you must never give away is your time on demand. We treat our bank accounts with extreme caution, checking every transaction, yet we treat our time like it's an infinite ocean. It isn't. Every second you give to a trivial interruption is a second you are stealing from your own purpose. People feel entitled to your access. They send a quick text, they ask for a quick call, or they drop by just for a minute. These aren't just minor inconveniences. They are psychological tests of your sovereignty. When you drop everything to respond, you are signaling to the world that your time is worth less than their curiosity. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations that we must learn to be busy with the soul. This means protecting your focus with a lethal intensity. In the modern age, distractions are the new weapons of mass destruction. If you are always available, you are never truly focused. You become a victim of other people's boredom. A Stoic understands that no is a complete sentence that requires no apology. You don't owe anyone an explanation for protecting your life's currency. If you give away your time on demand, you are essentially saying that your life's mission is to serve everyone else's minor emergencies while your own empire crumbles. In the background, every time your phone pings and you jump to answer it, you are training people how to treat you. You are teaching them that your boundaries are made of sand, not stone. The elite don't have open-door policies. They have guarded gates. To be powerful, you must be rare. If you are always there, you are never valued. Stoicism isn't about being busy. It's about being deliberate. Most people use your time to escape their own lives. They want you to join them in their aimless chatter because they cannot face the silence of their own minds. Do not join them. Stand your ground. Your primary duty is to your own growth and your own reason. When you allow your day to be fragmented by the whims of others, you lose the ability to think deeply. You become reactive, a puppet pulling its own strings. Every time a notification pops up, a sovereign mind decides when it is available. It does not wait for permission to work. It does not apologize for silence. Learn to disappear into your work. Learn to let the phone ring. Your time belongs to your destiny, not to their momentary whims. If you don't value your time, don't expect the world to value your presence. Stop confusing kindness with availability. Being disciplined with your time doesn't make you selfish. It makes you effective. It makes you a man of weight and substance. When you finally do give someone your time, let it be because you chose to, not because they demanded it. This is how you reclaim your life. This is how you build a character that cannot be shaken by the noise of the crowd. Protect your hours, and your years will take care of themselves. Guard the gate of your time with the same ferocity a soldier guards a fortress. Second, never give them your emotional labor for free. There is a specific kind of predator in this world. One who doesn't want advice or solutions, but simply wants an audience for their chaos. They come to you to dump their anxiety, their drama, and their unresolved anger. Because you are a good person and a reliable listener, you sit there and soak it up like a sponge. But notice the energy shift when they leave. They walk away feeling lighter while you feel heavy, drained, and mentally polluted. This is an invisible extraction. You have just performed intense emotional labor, and you gave it away for free to someone who has no intention of changing. Stoicism teaches us the dichotomy of control. Other people's emotions and their internal storms are 100% outside of your control. Therefore, they should never be allowed to breach the walls of your inner citadel. When you allow someone to repeatedly unload their trauma on you without them taking action to fix it, you aren't being a friend. You are being a dumping ground. This isn't about being heartless. It's about being sustainable. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and you cannot lead your own life if your mind is cluttered with the trash of someone else's poor decisions. You are responsible for your own inner state, not for managing the emotional failures of the world. Marcus Aurelius stood in the middle of a literal plague and a relentless war, yet he maintained his peace. He knew that if he let the collective panic of Rome enter his mind, he could no longer lead with clarity. You must do the same. If you are the person everyone calls when they want to complain about their boss, their partner, or their bad luck, you are the person whose energy is being stolen. Strong people often mistake emotional endurance for virtue. They think, I can handle it. But just because you can carry the weight doesn't mean you should. Compassion without structure is not kindness. It is slow motion self-erasure. You are allowed to care without carrying. You are allowed to support someone without sacrificing your own stability. The Stoic response to an emotional vampire is a calm withdrawal of energy. Name the behavior for what it is. If they aren't looking for a way out of their mess, then you are simply helping them stay in it by listening. Guard your inputs with a lethal jealousy. What repeatedly enters your ears eventually shapes your character. If you live in a constant stream of other people's complaints, don't be surprised when you start to feel bitter and stuck. You have to draw a hard line where your empathy ends and your self-preservation begins. Your peace of mind is the only thing that is truly yours. Don't trade it for the temporary relief of someone who refuses to help themselves. Be a lighthouse, not a sponge. A lighthouse stays firm and shines its light without being affected by the storm. A sponge soaks up the dirty water until it rots. The choice is yours. Protect your inner weather. Reclaim your emotional sovereignty today. If they want to wallow in their own chaos, let them. But don't let them drag you into the mud with them. Stand on the solid ground of your own reason and keep your head above their flood. Third, Never give people access to your decision-making process. The moment you start asking everyone for their opinion, you stop being the leader of your life and start becoming a follower of the crowd. People love to give advice because it gives them a sense of control over your outcomes without them having to face any of your consequences. They start with soft questions to sow seeds of doubt, making you question your intuition. When you share your plans too early, you invite the fear, the envy, and the limited perspectives of others into your sacred vision. They will tell you why it's too risky, why you should wait for a better time, or why you should just be realistic. But realistic is just a ceiling that mediocre people use to keep others at their level. A Stoic consults reason and the laws of nature, not the opinions of the fearful. Marcus Aurelius was surrounded by advisors, generals, and politicians, yet his most important conversations happened in the absolute silence of his private journals. He knew that while many could offer information, only he could offer the final command. The responsibility is yours alone. If your decision fails, you are the one who pays the price in sweat, time, and reputation. If it succeeds, you are the one who earned the victory. So why let people who have no skin in the game hold the pen while you write your future? Every time you seek permission for a move you know is right, you are handing over a piece of your sovereignty. You don't need a committee to decide your worth or your direction. When you allow others to shape your decisions, you also allow them to shape your regrets. A sovereign mind is a closed circuit. It takes in data, but it processes output alone. Explanation is a trap. The more you explain your choices to people who don't have your vision, the more you shift authority away from yourself and into their hands. You can hear their words without handing over the wheel of your life. Stoicism is firm on this. Other people do not live with the consequences of your choices. You do. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that no one could choose on his behalf. Be wary of those who want to help you decide. Often, they don't want to help. They want to be part of the decision because influence feels like power to the powerless. Stop seeking consensus. Your life is not a democracy. It is a kingdom, and you are the only one on the throne. When you move in silence, you move with the weight of a god. When you move by consensus, you move at the speed of the slowest, most fearful person in the room. Be the lone statue in the storm, immovable, decided, and firm. Your results will be the only explanation the world deserves. Once you decide, the debate is over. The stone is cast. The path is set. Guard your decisions with your life, for they are the only things that truly define you. Fourth, never give them your silence in the face of disrespect. Many people misunderstand Stoicism, thinking it means being a doormat who endures every insult with a fake smile. That is not Stoicism. That is cowardice. There is a dangerous kind of silence, a silence born from the fear of making things awkward or the fear of conflict. When your silence comes from fear, it doesn't preserve your dignity, it erodes it. It tells the predator that their behavior is acceptable, and it tells your own soul that you are not worth defending. Disrespect rarely arrives with a shout. It usually arrives as a whisper. It shows up as jokes that go too far, sarcasm disguised as humor, or subtle tests of your boundaries. That split-second hesitation you feel when someone oversteps, that is the opening they need. If you stay silent to keep the peace, you are actually making a deal with the devil. You are trading your self-respect for a temporary, fake comfort. Stoicism doesn't teach submission. It teaches self-command. You don't need an explosive confrontation. You need a firm wall. Marcus Aurelius lived in a world of betrayal and court ego, yet he was never a victim. He understood that you teach people how to treat you every single second. To be a Stoic is to name the behavior calmly and without emotion. You don't need to scream. You just need to be clear. When you say, "That comment wasn't necessary," or "I don't find that funny," you are reclaiming the space that was stolen from you. You are removing the confusion and forcing the other person to confront their own lack of character. Tolerance of disrespect is nothing but self-neglect. Silence is only a strategy when it is used to withdraw energy from chaos. But when silence allows a pattern of disrespect to repeat, it becomes a surrender. A sovereign mind never trades its worth for a seat at a table where it isn't respected. If you allow someone to disrespect you once, it's their character. If you allow it twice, it's yours. Your duty is to protect the temple of your mind. If someone brings filth into that temple, you don't stay silent. You show them the door. Stand your ground in the quietest, most unshakable way possible. The world respects strength, not compliance. When you stand up for yourself with stoic calm, you aren't just defending a boundary, you are signaling that you are a man of substance. You are showing that your time and your presence have a price, and that price is basic human decency. Never be afraid of the silence that follows after you set a boundary. That silence is the sound of your power returning to you. Let them be uncomfortable. Let them be offended. Your loyalty is to your own character, not to their feelings. Fifth, never give them unlimited second chances. In a world that preaches endless forgiveness, Stoicism offers a harder truth. Forgiveness is a virtue, but unlimited forgiveness is negligence. Some people don't change because they are forgiven. They repeat their behavior because they are allowed to. When you give a second chance, you are offering mercy. When you give a third, fourth, and fifth, you are offering permission. You are telling them that your boundaries are mere suggestions and that your self-respect is negotiable. Character is revealed through patterns, not promises. Words are the cheapest currency on earth. Change is the most expensive. Marcus Aurelius warned us in his journals to never be surprised when a person acts according to their nature. A fig tree produces figs. A deceptive person produces deception. To expect otherwise is to be a fool. When someone shows you who they truly are through repeated actions, the only stoic response is adjustment. You don't have to hate them, but you must stop trusting them with your peace. Unlimited chances destroy your own self-worth. You become a person who is constantly bracing for the next disappointment, living in a state of high alert anxiety. This is the opposite of the Stoic ataraxia, the state of untroubled calm. Stoicism is not cruel. It is precise. It demands that you prioritize realism over a desperate, misplaced hope. If you continue to open the door for those who have consistently brought fire into your home, you cannot complain when your house burns down. Has the behavior actually changed, or has their apology simply become more polished and manipulative? Distance is not a punishment you inflict on others. It is a protection you provide for yourself. You can release resentment without reopening the door. You can forgive a person for your own peace of mind while simultaneously deciding that they no longer have a place in your future. Some people only learn the weight of their actions when access to you is permanently removed. That is the ultimate consequence. Do not confuse mercy with blindness. Your primary duty is to preserve your own character and your own sanity, not to fix every broken person you encounter. Forgive once, observe the next move with the eyes of a hawk, and if the pattern repeats, choose distance without a single ounce of guilt. A sovereign mind knows when to close the book. Protect your inner circle with a wall of iron. Only those who respect the gate should ever be allowed inside the temple of your life. These 5 principles are not meant to make you cold or isolated. They are meant to make you clear. Stoicism was never about running away from the world. It was about refusing to abandon yourself just to be accepted by the loud, the desperate, and the entitled. We live in a world that tries to bleed you dry of your time, your focus, and your character. If you do not stand as a guardian at the gates of your own life, you will wake up one day and realize you are living someone else's nightmare. When you finally reclaim what you've been giving away for free, your time, your silence, your decisions, and your emotional energy, everything changes. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and start becoming the architect of your own destiny. You stop reacting and start commanding. This is what it means to be sovereign. It is the realization that your internal world is a kingdom that no one can enter. Without your express permission, you are the king, the wall, and the law. The world will always ask for more than it is willing to give back. It will push against your boundaries just to see if they hold. It is your job to say no, so that when you finally say yes, it actually carries weight. Start today. Don't wait for a better season or a more convenient time. Choose one boundary you've been neglecting and hold it like a fortress. Let them be angry. Let them be surprised. Their reaction is their burden. Your boundary is your freedom. If you are tired of being a resource for others and you are ready to reclaim your power, then it is time to join the ranks of the elite. This path is not for the weak. It is for those who are willing to endure the loneliness of leadership to achieve the peace of a sovereign mind. If you are committed to this journey, type "I am sovereign" in the comments right now. Let this be the first boundary you set. The moment you declare your independence from the noise, your life belongs to you and no one else. Guard it with the same ferocity a soldier guards a fortress in the middle of a war. Walk your path firmly, without apology, and without looking back. You have the power to change your life the moment you decide to stop giving it away. Subscribe to Aion Stoic to master the empire within. This is the way of the wise. This is the way of the strong. This is Aion Stoic,